It sounds like type 1 diabetes to me. I won't know for sure, of course, until we have the lab results back, but in the meanwhile, I'm gonna give you a referral.
Sweet Yo-Yo had some absolutely stunning cinematography, especially that opening sequence when they're out in the woods and all that camera movement. Very sophisticated look and feel to the film. Very shiny, very polished, very round and sumptuous. And then you get that stark realization with the mom and that kind of look of desperation she's got the entire time.
I thought the little girl was really sweet and very believable. I couldn't believe it was acting. It felt real to me.
It was beautifully shot, and the characters were very real, very believable, very moving. I thought that that last scene, the way it was colored and lit, it was so. It was like a fantasy, but it was horrifying at the same time, because following her near death or a health challenge that she had with her near coma and her mother's desperation, and finally she's safe, so she goes to her best friend's house, and then there's this fantastic candy colored everything, and it just left me with such a feeling of horror that you can't protect your children. So it was really well done. It kind of took you to the end, dropped you off a cliff. It was very effective.
So what I loved about that, you make a really good point there, that you're left with this note of hope and horror mixed into one, right? And there's this moment where the mother is talking to the father, so she has diabetes, she should check every time, and she can see the mom reeling with the fear, and then her daughter goes, well, I packed my stuff. And mom's like, oh, okay, and then you drop it off with the kid moving from, I don't want to do this, I'm not going to put like the syringe in my arm, to, no, I packed it. It's that one tiny little line. And then you see her getting to be a kid, but a kid with the responsibility that an adult has to deal with. And I felt like we were left on that moment of hope and horror, but we got the notion that she might just be ready to take that journey on her own. But we're only left with the hope. We don't know for sure. And I thought that was the brilliant, complex twist.
I think there was a suggestion in there that, because they mentioned Sick Kids, which is Toronto, and also world-renowned, but Toronto, and then they showed a picture of Dr. Banting and Best on one of the bills, and then the sugar at the end, all the sugar on the table that the kids were eating. So I think there may have been a suggestion in there that it's time that maybe we do some research a little more into diabetes with the Banting and Best in Toronto, a little more on that, for sure. That's what I got out of it anyway.
They dropped the line that why isn't this covered by OHIP too? So we know that this is very centric, and it's local on that note. And coming from somebody in my family who's had diabetes for 35 years, I hit me very hard, because I know the fear of like, don't fall asleep. Like, well, we can fix this, just you have to stay awake right now and drink that juice. Like, they really hit the fear that the juvenile diabetes and diabetes as a whole can leave a person with, and the helplessness it leaves you with. But they also, and the solitude, the sense of having to go through it alone and not knowing where to go. It's fantastically well done. Yes?
I don't know, but I think more people in the world have diabetes than AIDS, but yet they've gone at AIDS with a vengeance to solve it, and yet diabetes has just stayed where it is. So I think that film made that point to me.
Well, type 1, juvenile diabetes, tends to get ignored in the wake of type 2, which is largely thought to be a self-inflicted issue, which it's not always. And so a lot of the funding gets eaten up by the people who are like, it's a lifestyle disease. But no, juvenile diabetes is not. It hits a lot of notes socially, economically, emotionally, because you don't see the father, you get the impression that this is a single mom, kind of doing the double shift thing. Similar to Sweeter, which we also had earlier.
I don't know if this was addressed, but did the mother have Parkinson's or some other medical condition? Because when she got nervous, or most of the time she was twitching a lot, but that never came up because it was more of, my kid has a problem, it's not me. Like, that was more focused on. Maybe that's the reason why they never brought it up.
I don't know if it's ever addressed if it's because of a medical condition, but you hit something very accurate, which is that she cracks. You see that. You see
that she can't keep her composure all the time. But interestingly enough, she pulls it together when she's talking to that principal. By the way, best line of the night, I think, goes to, I'm not going to tell you, you'll repeat it. What a mother and child moment that is.
Swimming pool. They were having just a nice, happy moment together.
And she got those beautiful pictures of her in the water with her baby, and that's where it clicks to her. What can I give my kid that I don't like? What can I give her that every kid wants that isn't sugar or something that's going to hurt her? I'll give her a fun time at the pool. What a moment.
To me, the seizure shots were very eye-catching. It really caught what it felt like in the moment, which was very hazardous, chaos, dangerous. But it was also very beautiful in a sense of that it was dangerous.
A very intimate scene.
Especially after when the mom cries. I think that's the part that was the most emotionally hitting.
If you test high at school tomorrow and you have to give yourself a needle, what are you going to do? I need to know you're safe, hon.
For sure. When she's rocking her daughter and telling her not to fall asleep, it's almost like she's rocking an infant to sleep. That sort of twist of I'm comforting you / I'm saving your life / I'm so worried about you. Stay with me, don't go, is really, really strong and powerful.